Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's the author, Andrew Snorton, and you're joining me live today for the Fast 15. This is where each Wednesday, usually about 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we take no more than about 15 minutes to pause, check up, check in, enjoy an encouraging note from any of the books or audiobooks, provide a few brief announcements regarding, upcoming events and whatnot, and really just take time to pause. I know, honestly, it helps me to kind of slow down the moving parts and pause and reboot, and I hope it's allowing you and others to do the same. So I was about to say, to stay connected with me, for those of you that follow me on Instagram, AuthorASnorton, that's going to be the best way to follow me. When you follow me and when you click on the link in the bio for my Instagram, it takes you to my Linktree, linktr.ee/AuthorASnorton. So when you add me there, you're able to stay connected with the newsletter that we do about once every 2 weeks. So the next newsletter, for those who subscribe, should probably be coming out tomorrow. All the other social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter/X, YouTube, any interviews, including my most recent interview with the NBC affiliate up in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, upcoming events and more. So I just, like I said, it's just time for everybody to slow down the moving parts for a little bit, check up and check in. And before I go into a couple of things, shouts to Snaps It Hair. Make sure you check them out. Shouts to Kelly Divine, KELLIDIVINE. So y'all, make sure to connect with these good folks. They're doing some good creative things professionally, community-wise, some good humor and all that type of thing. But shouts to everybody joining me live. So before we go into our selection of the day, I always want to take time to acknowledge people. We know with the start of the new year, we already talked about, how the holidays can be an anxious time for people. We've already talked about, this cold weather, y'all, wherever you are in the Southeast, the East Coast, the Midwest, it is brutal out there. So please stay warm, layered up. You see, I came in from outside. Look, I ain't afraid to say it, breaking out the skull cap and everything. But please, ladies and gentlemen, with this colder weather, please stay layered up. Please be safe. Road conditions, snow, depending on where you are, like Nashville got almost 8 inches of snow. Different areas in the Northeast getting 2, 4, 6, 8 inches of snow. Here in Atlanta, we haven't gotten any snow, but it was like 15 degrees this morning. So guys, please be careful out in that weather. But before we get into our passage of the day, I always want to acknowledge people who might not be doing well. We know there are people out there that are dealing with life's hurdles, whether it's physical health, whether it's your mental health, your emotional well-being, your job, people that are just getting on your damn nerves, what have you. But whatever life hurdle you are going through, ladies and gentlemen, please do what you can to slow down your moving parts. If what you're dealing with, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, if what you're dealing with calls for professional help, do not hesitate in getting it. It is no shame if that's what the situation calls for. If the situation calls for you to move differently, the places you go, the people you spend time with, maybe some time by yourself, maybe time tapping into, some of the hobbies or whatever you put on hold. But please identify positive and constructive ways, because regardless of the nonsense that people say, there are people that want to see you around, want to see you flourish. So if that's you or somebody please, if you don't remember any of this other stuff, please deliver that message to them, because there are people out there that care. Then on the flip side, we know there's a number of people going through success. Some people got out of bed today, and we underestimate that. That can be a major accomplishment for somebody. You learned something new. You met somebody new who's putting you in a better space, with your emotional well-being and all that type of thing. You got a new job. You're not a Dallas Cowboys fan. Okay, I'm sorry that I said, sorry but not sorry. But anyway, point being is, for people who are experiencing positive things, please celebrate those positives, because you know what you had to work through in order to get there. But please direct that energy into building off of that, continue to grow, and let's not forget others who might not be doing so well. So those are kind of the little we always try to do that because I don't know what people aren't dealing with on the other side of the screen, but we want to encourage them, and we also want to celebrate folks who are doing well. So before I pull a selection from one of the books, Peter Parker, ATL, it's been a minute, good sir, but I hope you are continuing to do amazing stuff. And guys, as a side note, when I'm shouting out these folks that are live, please check them out. They really, a number of people really are doing some great work, and or great things, or are on the brink of greatness. So we need to shout these folks out, like, for real. But our passage is going to come from the second book I wrote, 9 Stories of Faith, Volume 1. All of these chapters are interview based, where people opened up about what their biggest daily challenge is and what they do through the lens of their respective faith, which the faiths that are explored are Christianity, Hinduism, and Islam. Best practices in health and wellness in regards to, helping them, clear that hurdle, how they've utilized their support network, be it family, friends, and others, but how they've changed what's going on between their left and right ear, so that way they can still live a positive and powerful life, and really make an impact in their own way. So I'm going to go to one of the passages from this particular book. Let's see, is this it? Hold up. Let me find it. Hold on. I'm going to find this one. I know it's funny. How do you write a book and you don't know which chapter? It happens. It's the salt and pepper coming in. So bear with me as I'm trying to find. I know which one I'm going to do. Hold up. This is really fun. Okay, here it is. I found it. The Book of Daniel. This is one of my favorite chapters in here. The Book of Daniel, chapter 4. In 9 Stories of Faith, and the individual, his lens of faith happens to be through Hinduism, but I want to share something that is really important in regards to utilizing your time and talents. And all of us have gifts, and all of us have talents. So here's the part from chapter 4 that I want to read from the Book of Daniel, and it reads as follows. Serve your community, meaning family and greater community at large. For you not to serve is a sin, he states in a strong-willed yet enlightening manner. You can't bury your talents, a mantra that is very similar to the biblical New Testament parable, where one of the servants buried his talents instead of investing them and immersing with the community he is called to serve. You are here to serve some type of purpose. Find it and utilize your talents, he confidently, calmly, and clearly concludes. That's real big, because we've heard all of us have a charge to keep, all of us have a gift, all of us have a passion and purpose, but we have to use them for something other than ourselves. We have to use them, honestly, bigger than just our immediate and extended families. There are communities out there that are looking for someone like you, someone who has a gift of planning, or a gift of song, or a gift of speaking, a gift of uplift, a gift of encouragement, a gift of discipline. All of us bring something to the table, but once we find out what that is, we need to bring it as consistently as possible, because there's people out there who need that, and there's people out there who need to hear it from us. So if we don't do anything with our talents, if we just keep everything to ourselves, if we bury stuff or hide out for too long or what have you, it's going to hurt people around us, and it's going to hurt you eventually. So I like that passage from the Book of Daniel, the 4th chapter, from a book, 9 Stories of Faith, Volume 1. You can pick that up on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, a number of bookstores, things along those lines. So shouts to the individual who shared that. And again, that's something that, quote, I do, but I know I can always find ways to do it differently and do it better. So thank you on that. Okay, a couple of quick things. Let's see. We have DY Jersey Boy. Hey, shouts to Jersey, where I grew up and everything. Hope you guys are doing all right. So a couple of quick things as we kind of get ready to bring this to a conclusion within the 15 minutes. Next way to connect with me, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, January 27th from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Join me at the Book House, Winston-Salem, for my next book signing. It will feature an author's talk on my 3rd book, Nothing Minor, which focuses on my coverage of minor league baseball. So the first year I covered minor league ball was 2019. Fast forward to 2024, and probably about half to 2/3 of the people I interviewed are on big league rosters. So if you want to be famous, you need to talk to me. But real talk, 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the Book House, Winston-Salem. We'll use 11:30 to 12 to kind of meet and greet, just kind of hang for a little bit. Then we'll have a welcome from the owner and the staff. I have a guest moderator who's doing some amazing work. I'm going to drop that info later. We're just getting a couple of details knocked out. We'll do the talk mainly on the book Nothing Minor, some of the processes behind that, general things with writing, allow the audience to field some questions, and then we'll take care of the book signing, photos, and all that. So yeah, I'll be photo ready for the 27th. And shouts to WXII for having me as a guest on their morning show, January 3rd. So if you go on my Linktree, we have the link for that interview. So like, watch, share, all that. So January 27th will be the next book signing I'll do. That'll be up in Winston-Salem, North Carolina at the Book House. February 24th and 25th. February 24th, Lincoln, Illinois at the Lincoln Public Library from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Time. So looking forward to being there. And then February 25th, I'll be up in Chicago at one of my favorite spots on the South Side. So shouts to Devo Entertainment at the Family Den, doing a pop-up there. The last time I did one there, amazing, amazing support. So always good to get back to the Shy and whatnot. So those are events that are on the immediate horizon. To my contest winner, Jamie Smith, thank you for your patience. We're getting everything taken care of for you so we can get that shipped out. Trying to think of a couple other things that are coming up. Let's see. Those are probably the biggest things. Oh, shouts to my team at Fonte's Coffee with the AuthorASnorton blend. Many, many thanks to everybody supporting. The staple brands or the staple roasts are the medium, light, and the decaf. The bourbon infused, we started running it during Thanksgiving. We extended it to January 15th. So that first run is over. We had it for almost 2 months. The first run of the bourbon infused is over. So you may be able to order some of those last remaining bags if you go to fontescoffee.com, click on the menu for special collections, and go to mine. If there's any bags left, you can get them from there. Likewise, there are a few locations in, I want to say, Louisville, Kentucky, Bowling Green, Kentucky, here in Metro Atlanta that might have them. You can always inbox me if I have a bag or two in my inventory. But like I told you all, with the bourbon infused, we're only doing it for a limited time. So again, the medium, light, and decaf, we're good on those. But the bourbon infused, we ended that run on January 15th. So unless there's a few available online, you're going to have to wait till we do it again. But I think those are really some of the main things. So before we wind down, I want to acknowledge again everybody that's joined me on the live today. So DY Jersey Boy, thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure to check him out. Peter Parker, ATL, another dope author, creative, doing, I don't know, film music. He might have made a rocket ship by now. Maybe he made a heat pump or whatever to cut down on this cold weather. But Peter Parker, ATL, doing dope stuff. Kelly Devine, one of my family members, FAMILY and PHAMILY. Good to see you. Snaps It Hair. Definitely check out all these people doing some amazing stuff. And before we close, for our Divine Nine, our Black Greek letter organizations, major shouts to all the January folks. So belated Founders Day wishes January 5th to Meta Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. January, oh gosh, they're going to kill me. January 9th, members of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. January 13th, members of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. January 15th, the members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And January 16th, yesterday, the members of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. So if I got anything wrong, charge it to my head and not to my heart. Hope all of you are doing well. Shouts to just D9 in general, just doing amazing stuff. Shouts to everybody that made sure that the MLK holiday was a day on and not a day off. Many thanks to Poplar Hill Baptist Church in Beaufort, Georgia. So if you check the media page of AuthorASnorton CCS, you'll see the article that came out yesterday. Amazing speakers, including the current mayor of Norcross, Georgia, and as I have his card here, Mr. Craig Newton, who is the first African-American elected to not only that position in Norcross, Georgia, but the county that it's in, Gwinnett County, the very first. So hopefully there's more to come to break down those doors, and there's some other amazing firsts going on. So again, as we get ready to close out, thank you to everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, all that. Every little bit helps. And if you ask me or any author, look, we feed off the positive energy. We feed off the encouragement. Whether it's 2 people or 200 people, we think the world of you guys, so thank you for supporting me. And again, with the weather being what it is, please be careful. Please take precautions. For those of you that are in areas where it snowed or whatever, please be safe on these roads, because every place doesn't treat them like they do in the area where I grew up, and even there it's kind of skeptical. But please be careful. Find safe haven and what have you. And if it's winter, ladies and gentlemen, and this happens during winter, but please be careful. So until next time, again, the best way to stay connected with me are going on AuthorASnorton on Instagram. Click on the link in the bio so that way you can check out the newsletter, all my social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter/X, YouTube, archival editions of the Conversation Corner of the Status Network, the collaboration, the Author Andrew Snorton blend with Fonte's Coffee, the most recent articles, events, and more. So listen, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, as I always say, whether small or big, a victory is a victory, whether slow or swift, movement is movement. Keep it victorious. Keep it moving, especially on this cold weather. So you guys, seriously, take very good care. Continue well wishes, peace, and blessings to all. And I'll talk to you soon.